What's the first two words that come to your mind when I say the N-word?
I think black and I think oppression.
Words that are negative.
Well, black people. And then I think of media.
Racist.
It's offensive and just plain rude.
Discrimination and fear.
Do you have any idea about the history of the N-word?
I know of a small amount of history about where they came up, where the N-word originated from. It was during the slave trade.
Back in the slavery times, it was the word used by white people to kind of degrade black people, like they're slaves and stuff. So they used to call them the N-word to kind of like make them feel like something lesser than. So that's what I know from the history book.
Have you got any personal experiences with the N-word?
Growing up, obviously, being a black person is hard because like people just tend just to use it anyhow, like they use like your name basically. So when I used to be small, I used to live in a small neighborhood and I was like the only black person there basically. When I was growing up at first, I had like, everyone was friends with me, then all of a sudden, like when the word was like used a lot, people just start calling me that. It made me not come outside, it made me feel depressed. I lost like confidence in myself, and I just thought like, if that's what I am to people, what's the point?
When I was in my primary school, people used to say it to me a lot.
Where I'm from, Ireland, there's not much black people, so we're an ethnic minority, you could say. So when I was growing up in Ireland, yeah, I was called that. I was called the N-word. It made me feel like really bad, but as I got older, I just kind of thought it was just people being ignorant, and I took the emotion from the word and I just forgot about it.
At first, it would make me upset, but now I'm just used to people saying the word.
What do you think influences people to use the word?
As a media student, we look into a lot of like different like areas in topics, and in the music industry, a lot of people use that term a lot. And I feel like it's not just black people that used to use the word, you know, but now it's like even like people from different backgrounds are just using it just like how it is.
I think the biggest influence is music, the music that we listen to. So like rappers and hip hop, they say the N-word casually, you know.
Most people use it to like joke around now, like it's more of a casual word.
When I was in primary school, it was in arguments, but now they say it as a joke, like they don't mean for it to offend you in any way, they just say it like it's just another word.
Even little kids, they might not even know what the word means, it just sounds cool, so they just start using the word and that's it. They don't really know, you know, what the word means, where it came from.
What lesson would you teach people about using the N-word? How would you teach them? How would you go about it?
I feel like it's a word for just black people to use only. I don't think if you're white, if you're Asian, I don't feel like you have a right to use that word.
I would teach them that it's offensive, and even though many people find it as a joke, that it's not.
I'd say not to use it to other people, whether it's in context or out of context, even with like the P word, to which people say to Muslims and other words related to people from different ethnic backgrounds. If they find it rude, and you would find it rude, so just don't say it necessarily.
Exactly. I just feel like the N-word just needs to be like stop being used so heavily, because like kids, like young kids are using this word already, and like it's not a good word.